Well, good morning. My name is Jim Hollingsworth, and I'm an instructor here at Whatcom Community College, and I teach basic math. I've been doing it for a number of years. Basic math is where everybody starts. It's the building block for all the other math you're ever going to take, ever going to learn. So learning the fundamentals is really an important thing, because once you get those established in your mind, the rest of it just builds on that. Okay? So first thing you want to do is, you're going to tell me you can't do math. That is not true. You can do math. In fact, you've got a lot more math skills than you ever thought you had. One of the things I'd ask you, how'd you find a room number? When you're going down the highway, what's that speed limit sign? You can read that. All kinds of things you can do that you have math skills. You use them every day. And so you don't even know you're using some of these math skills. They are skills that you've developed over a long period of time and do almost unconsciously, but they are really good skills, and they are part of this course. You'll be surprised how you can relate to some of these things in real life to the way we're going to teach it in the classroom. However, before we start getting into the particulars, what we need to do is figure out, why are you taking this? Well, most of you are taking this to upgrade your skills. And upgrading your skills is a standard thing we do in every job we ever take. We get better and better at it. But math is something you probably haven't had in a number of years, maybe quite a number of years. And you're thinking apprehensively about, wow, how do I remember how to do that? Well, that's my job, to teach you how to do this or reteach you how to do it. But having anxiety is normal. If you didn't have anxiety, I think, well, you'd probably be a math instructor, because they never have anxiety. Every day we wake up with anxiety. What are the students going to do? Who's going to ask me a question that I've not thought of before? So we need to find out a couple things. Math anxiety is one of those things that everybody who ever took college courses had. It's not unusual. In some ways it can be beneficial, because what it does, it makes you, stimulates you to, I've got to get this done. You're more aware, you're more awake about the facts that you don't know this particular subject maybe as well as you'd like to know, or a particular part of that subject. So you're going to have some anxiety about it. It's a good thing. Okay, but overcoming the anxiety is the key. And how do you do that? Well, first thing is, you want to relax. Come into an atmosphere in the classroom, relax. Don't be tense. By relaxing, you're able to learn more easily. You don't have the other things displacing your attention on the information being provided. And you'll come in with a better attitude, and the instructor can feel that. We can almost, when the first day comes in, you can feel the tension in the class. So we try to ameliorate that as much as we can. All right? So first thing, when you come in, sit down, introduce yourself to the people beside you. Okay, establish some rapport with people. It makes it easier, and then you can communicate more easily. Once we start the class, one of the things you want to remember is to ask questions. That is key. Never hesitate to ask questions. You think you're going to put your hand up and ask a question and look stupid? No, you are not going to look stupid. In fact, most of the other students probably have the same kind of question. They're just reluctant to ask. Remember, if you have a 3-year-old, how do they learn? They have one word they use repeatedly. Why, why, why? That's what you need to do in class. You pay money for this class, you have a right to ask questions, and we encourage you to ask questions. It's really important that you do this. Okay, once you get these questions answered, it kind of alleviates some of that anxiety about what's going on, and questions on anything. It doesn't have to relate to a problem necessarily. Procedure, testing, anything you want to know about. The more you know, the better you're going to be at participating in this class, because that allows you to have a feeling of being one of the people who's going to be working in this class with the instructor. Okay, so you have test anxiety. That's normal. We will address that later in the class. How do you do that? How do you take tests? There's a certain way to take tests that's better than some other ways. There's certain things we can give you for tools. And you'll have anxiety about maybe homework, whatever else might be required in the class. Well, those are things we can address as we go down through the things in the classroom. But the first thing is, you want to find out, if I can't do something, what do I do? Well, there's a lot of resources available to you. The first thing is your instructor, myself and other instructors. Our job is to teach you skills. That's our primary goal. And we'll do most anything we can to incorporate whatever we need to into giving you those skills. But there's other stuff available to you to help you also. We have a math center, where you can go in and get help from people who are very good at math. They can show you lots of ways of doing different kinds of things, and there is a resource for you. And they're open most of the time. We also have a library. that has the textbooks and other sources over there for you. And of course, there's always the videos that are available to you in my office and also in the library. And the last one is you have a computer. And there are numbers of programs on computers that you can go to to get help. So there are a lot of resources for you. And we are more than happy to provide that information to you and help you in any way we can. Now, some of you, of course, we've kind of gone through these things, and many of you will have math abilities that you learned a long time ago. And as you go through this course or you go through this material, you'll realize that this stuff is back there somewhere and you're starting to come out and become more familiar to you. And what that will allow you to do this more expeditiously. You can get to it more quickly, and you'll realize as you learn more and more, it's going to start coming together, and you'll be able to get through this thing much more quickly, and your ability will develop again, and you'll be doing the math without any difficulty. So remember, if you've had it before, and almost all of you I'm sure have had it, it's going to be something that will become familiar to you the more of it you do, and the more of it you do, the better you're going to become at it. So don't worry about this. It's going to start developing, and you'll be surprised how well you can do with the math. You have the tools, they just haven't been used for a while. Okay?